This time on True Blue Touring, we tackled the biggest hurdle of the project, rust. Before we got stuck into the rust work, we had to keep removing all the panels. This included the bonnet, the guards, and all the doors. The game plan from here was to keep the body in the garden so that it wasn't occupying a garage bay for as long as possible. Whilst we were really motivated at the start of the project, we decided to tackle the hardest panel of them all, which, if you remember from the first video, we got a bonnet off another 55 from a farm, so it was much rustier than the rest of the car that we had. Removing the bonnet was easy. Once we had it out of the car on a panel stand, it was out with the grinders to cut out all the rust, all the rusty bits, all the really thin bits of metal. Our aim here was to tackle little bits at a time to maintain the original factory shape as much as possible. However, I had to cut enough out so that there was solid metal around the piece so that I could weld in. If I was too stingy on how much I cut out, the welder would just blow straight through. The rust repair pieces were mainly made up of the spare doors of a 55, as well as old panel beaters panels that have been thrown out for things such as hail damage. The front of the bonnet had a reinforcement panel which was spot welded in place from the factory. This created a bit of a water trap which gathered a lot of water and rust in and around the headlight surrounds. Then, using some thicker 3mm strip, the reinforcement piece was repaired and some nuts welded in for the bonnet catch. Once all the other rust repairs on the bonnet were finished, we then re-welded this strengthening panel back into the bonnet. The next worst panel was the rear passenger door, so this was tackled next. The entire bottom corner of it was rooted, so this made for a really interesting repair. The time-consuming process of the rust repairs on the doors was then continued. This process takes between an hour to a day depending on the difficulty of it. Here's one repair from start to finish. removed the driver's side guard and got into that repair. You can see another major water and mud trap in the design of the guard. This is one of the root causes of why so many 55s have been rusted out. Ben then found another passenger side guard for sale on Marketplace, which he was going to go and buy once code restrictions then lifted. This would then mean that all the panels were free of rust. Thanks very much for watching. If you're following the build on Instagram, you might know that the project is actually quite far ahead of where this video is up to. I'm doing my best to keep the project and the videos moving. Hopefully I'll have a few more videos out soon. Next 55 video will be tackling all the rust in the body. Done. Yeah.